Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. So if you notice, I put this up on uh, on the website here. I cleaned out a little bit and then put it in here. This is how you start the scripting with. And when you have a pound sign, that means it's commented out. You could put some comments in here and then have yourself a notes, but put a pound sign in there. That way the script will not run. I mean, it won't disturb the script, okay? So if you have any other questions regarding this, let me know. If not, I'll continue on.
Zafar,
Yeah,
Assalamu alaikum.
yeah. Well,
Just now, one question. This one, the beginning of the scripting, when you mention pen dash bash, this is just like, it doesn't make anything. Just like to understand that this is scripting, you put it, yeah? It's like a title.
it's a title, but you have to give it to it because the system will understand. Sometimes the system doesn't need it, but if the script is running on the older systems, it will need this.
To make the
Yeah.
action.
So sometimes it will be different here. So let me go ahead and make a comment here to find out your bash type which bash. Okay, so what you have to do is when you start, before you do that, you have to type which bash, and it will tell you /bin/bash. 99.9% is going to be this, but it could be different. Okay, so you just put down hash /bin/bash or whatever the case it is. Okay,
Okay.
and then you understood what this is. This is like a comment. It won't run, and then echo means it's a built-in command, and then your name, and then what we did here is we read it as a this is built-in command, and this is a name. You don't have to give it in capital letters, but it's a good idea. These things are called variables. That means you are the one who is creating it. Is the system is not creating it. So when you create this name, read, and then when you say type the same thing exactly, and then with a dollar sign here, it's gonna read this. So when it reads enter your name, and when you type read name, if you don't have read name, it's not going to be anything. It won't give you. It won't give you. It won't give you. Uh, it won't give you a prompt to type your name. Okay, so it's useless. So when it gives you a prompt, and then when you type that in there, whatever you type in there, it will become that, and then it will print here. Once you get this, you could get creative, and there are like 20 scripts we're going to work on, and then you could go ahead and create your own script based on that, okay?
Okay.
So I had a question about the version of Linux that we're using. It's CentOS, right?
Yeah, CentOS, it's also, so the way the free distribution works is Red Hat. Red Hat is the company that you could come up with you could take the source code when this guy released the Linux. You could take the source code and then you could change it around and call it yourself Chris OS. Okay.
Right.
At the same time, you have to release another another version, it's called Chris Free OS. So to keep it in line with the policy, you have to create a same exact thing free. So the one we are using is Red Hat, but the free version of that Red Hat is CentOS. Red Hat is free also, but if you need support, if you need a paid support for it, they will tell you to install Red Hat. And if you go and tell them you install CentOS and you need the support for them, they won't give you a support for CentOS because it's a free version. We'll talk about it a little later. I'm gonna install like 3 or 4 of these versions, and then we'll see there is zero difference between all of them. Red
Well,
Hat Red Hat is short for RHEL, RHEL. It means Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and it's a free version is for CentOS, and then this is a desktop version.
right.
Oracle took the code and it called Oracle Enterprise Linux (OEL). SUSE took it, and this is German company. They call it SUSE. Debian they took it and they call it Debian distribution. Ubuntu, this is a South African company. And then Apple took it, they call it Mac OS, iOS. Google took it, they're calling it Android. So if you're a little bit good about binary coding, you could definitely download the code and then play it around and release your own version. So
So the question I had is because I picked up a book and I was trying to read some things about Linux and you know trying to understand it better and things. And the version that I see that they're talking about is SUSE. So I was thinking that what is the difference between SUSE and CentOS? Like if they're telling me to do things in SUSE, is it going to be the same thing in CentOS?
no, it's going to be little bit different here. The command we're using, like there are some basic Unix command is going to be same. Like for example, if you want to install something, we use yum, right?
Yeah.
Yum Firefox, and then -y. Yum install Firefox. So instead of that, SUSE may be using not yum. They may be using wget or some other command. You just have to learn about that.
Oh, okay.
But SUSE is usually they run on enterprise, Oracle or something. But if you are seeking a Linux job, 99.9% is going to be Red Hat.
Oh,
Company like Apple, they're using Red Hat. Google, Facebook, Amazon, they're all using Red Hat.
okay.
Okay, and I think Debian is for scientific people use it, and then I think SUSE is run on supercomputers.
Oh, okay.
And
'Cause
then
he
more
was saying
likely
SUSE
when
is
you
the
look under
easiest
the
one to
hood,
use.
they would have same exact folders in there. We'll start with root and same exact folder. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. 'Cause this guy was saying SUSE is the easiest to use. So that's
Yeah.
what.
Well, the thing is, it's a German, so we don't have as much German in there. I have a friend in Germany,
Uh-huh.
and they have nothing but they use SUSE because it's released by German people,
Oh,
and they
okay.
distrust American software, so they come up with their own. Now, since SAP is a German software, and they make sure it only runs on SUSE,
Mm-hmm.
so you end up having SUSE.
Oh, SAP runs on SUSE. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's a German software.
Mm.
But I'm not worried about it. If you're trying to get a job in US, more than likely it's going to be Red Hat.
Okay.
Okay, so let's continue on. So in the scripting, what I'm going to introduce is something called arithmetic operators. So what it is what is it? It doesn't like it. How is it spelled? A-R?
Are you saying arithmetic operators?
Arithmetic, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's A-R-I-T-H.
Oh, arithmetic.
Yeah, arithmetic.
There it is. So let's see here. So there are 7 operators. Okay. So when you have a hyphen EQ, what it means is it's an equal sign. Okay? Equal. So you know what equals to, not equals to? This is where I'm getting at. And then when you have, when you type NE, hyphen NE, that means it's not equal to. Okay? So to represent not equal to, this is how you type. Not equal to. Okay? And then we're going to see the use case here, how we're going to use that. And let me just go on to the next page here. And the third one is hyphen GT. Can somebody guess what this is going to be? Greater than. And then when you have hyphen LT, it's less than. Right? All these symbols match up, right? Okay, and then hyphen LE to represent hyphen LE. What do you think hyphen LE is going to be? It's a less than or equal to. Okay, and then hyphen GE. Okay, so this is greater than or equal to. Okay. This should be not new to you guys. Anybody have any questions about this?
So, okay, for example, you're saying the less than or equal to, the hyphen LE. So we're going to be able to call data or like bring up data that is less than or equal to in our searches or in our requests.
Yeah, exactly.
Queries. Okay.
For the result, we'll be using this. Yeah.
Yes. So let's take a look here. What we can do. We will test it out. Okay. Let's put it in the file here. So let me do vi. What should I name? Operator. Okay. And then we start with shebang / bin bash, and then so keep your code clean, okay, to test the operators. So what we're going to do is we'll type a statement here, echo, enter the first number, okay, and we'll give it read num1, okay. Then we go up and copy it here, paste, enter the second number, okay, and we'll give an option for a user to type in read num2, okay. Fairly easy so far, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll see if num1 is gonna be equal to num2. So what we could do is we could write like a little if statement. Okay, so let me think if you guys are ready for this if statement. Did we work on if statement already? No, okay. So maybe it's a good time to introduce if statements. So you know that like what if then else is. If one condition is true, yes. If one condition is not true, then do this. If both conditions are not true, then do something else. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do if, and then this is a built-in command. It's called test. We are testing it, okay? And then we call it $num1, and let's do a test GT. So you have to type -GT. Okay, $num2. So what will happen is you type number1, number2, and then this statement, it will grab number1 and number2 and it will calculate it. Okay, it will calculate it if number1 and number2 are, if number1 is greater than number2. Okay, so greater than. So let's see here. If test num1 is greater than num2, then what you have to do is echo $num1 is greater than $num2. Okay. Any questions? Then what we're going to do is we're going to use the else statement, ELSE, else, we'll say echo num2 is greater than $num1. It's fair enough. We'll take a look at how this is going to work, okay? And once you have the if statement start here, then you have then else. Then to close the if statement, you simply type fi. Okay. Let me go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to change the permissions. What should I change the permissions, Bashar?
CH.
Yeah, CH mode. So
you give the owner execution.
Execution, yeah. Owner is you. And then we do +X, that means we are giving a execution rights here. Before that, we could do okay. You see, the owner doesn't have a execution rights.
Yeah, it's 644.
Yeah. So we're gonna make it 744. All right, 744. Okay. Let's run it. You remember how to run the executive file, right? Operator. And this is how you run it. If you just type this, it won't run it more than likely. But you have to type a period and a slash operator. When you
This is for Zafar. This is for any scripting. Yes, you have to do it.
yeah. So this is like an extra security here. You don't know what the script is, right? When you're typing something extra, that means you are absolutely, in your right mind that you kind of running that script. So it says enter the first number. Okay, we're gonna type first number 40, and it's gonna tell us enter the second number. All right, we're gonna type the second number 50. Okay, so it calculated that, and it says 50 is greater than 40. Okay, let's do first number. First number is 50, and second number is 40, and it entered. So it did the calculation here. No matter where it's coming here, it realized that 50 is greater than 40. So it realized what it did here. You cannot try to trick him. You cannot tell him first number is smaller than the second number. It still gave you this output, correct? First number, it gave you this output. The second time when you enter it, you gave the bigger number for the first item, and then you gave the smaller number for the second item. So it flipped around and ran this.
This is exactly the same the JavaScript.
I suppose Java you have to run it on Linux, right? I'm not too much familiar with Java, how it works.
Actually, you returned me back 14 years. I remember some of that.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, if you could learn scripting when you're like 5 years old, you should. Because it's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. Math and scripting is gonna haunt you if you don't know. So we did like a greater than, hyphen greater than, right? So what we could do is we're going to replace that, and then we're going to use this, okay? I'm just showing you if this is going to work or not, okay? We'll try to do that. Okay, this doesn't mean anything. You don't have to type. You could just type like what you could do is the first number you enter is greater than second number. But to give an added information here, you could just try to pull that from there. Okay.
Zafar, test, this is well done, yeah, with the if and else too.
Hmm?
I'm talking about test. When you mention if test, it's built in with the if you and also else too.
Yeah. If is built in, test is built in, then is built in, echo is built in, else is built in, echo is built in, fi is built in, read is built in. But you created this one.
Yeah, I know. If
Then you're calling it here with a dollar sign.
if I just to exit, exit and save, or just exit.
You do exit X, you save and exit.
Mm.
Okay, so let's clear this and let's go ahead and run it. Enter the first number 50, second number 30, and there it is. So we used the alphabets here, or we could use the reserve sign. This is reserve sign, right? You learned in the grade school that greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Okay, so we could definitely try it out. The other ones too. Okay, so if
But
num one is,
Zafar, normally they use the sign more than the like written. Yes.
it depends. I mean, uh, I use normally I use signs here because everybody else remembers it, right? Oh, this is easy to greater than, less than, greater than. Okay, so we'll do it if num1 is equal to num2, then num1 is equal to num2. Okay, and then if not, then you could run this. Else num2 is not equal to. Enter the first number 50, second number 30, and it says 30 is not equal to 50. And then you could run it again. Enter the first number 30, second number 50, and give you 50 is not equal to 30. It kind of flipped here, right? Did you notice why it flipped here? Because if this is not equal to, it's running this. It's doing the arithmetic calculation here. Okay. Any questions? Okay. So let's see here. We're gonna put all the commands we learned so far. We're gonna put it in this in a new file, new bash file, as our how much fun we could have it with it. Okay. Okay. So what we could do is okay. What we could do is we could start putting all this in this file here. So let's do this. pwd. Okay, then we're gonna make a directory there. mkdir directory 1. Then we're gonna do mkdir -p. Then okay, dir1 / dir2 / dir3 / dir4. And then what we could do is we could do cd into dir1 / dir2. Okay, then in here we're gonna make a bunch of files here. Do you see where all this is going? Okay, and then let's see here. Then what we could do is we could come back to we could do ls-l. Okay, then what we could do is cp, and then we come back to the main directory, and then we could do cp dir1 / dir2 / file3. Then we're copying it in the present working directory. When we type like a little full stop, we're copying it into the present working directory. Okay, and then we're gonna ask the system we'll ask the system if there is a application available named Firefox. Okay, and then we'll do who, and we'll do uptime, we'll do host name. Okay, and then all right, let's just run this many so far. And then I have to change the permissions.
So Zafar, you have to give it a file execution in order to run this command.
Of course, all the time.
Actually,
By default, anything you create, it won't. So let's do this. Let's see what's going to happen here. Are we going to get stuck or is it going to work? Let's see. Okay. Did you notice it went through all this in a fraction of a second? By the time you see what's happening, it's already doing this. Okay? So let's go up here. What it did here is the moment we ran it here, okay, it had already done these commands. So it did pwd. This is what it is, present working directory. The other things you can't see because once you hit enter, it won't do it. So it should have made a directory called mkdir directory. So let's see if that is available here. Okay, let's see. You know what? Let me remove. Yeah. Okay. So we told the system to make a directory, so it made a directory here. Okay. And then we told the system to make a directory, mkdir. I mean directory within a directory within a directory. So it's this one here. Okay. It made the directory. Then we told the system to go back into this directory and create files. Touch 1, 2, 3. We told it to create 3 files, and then once it created, do ls-l. This is where it did here, ls-l. This thing. You see file 1, file 2, file 3, and it has a directory 3 in it too. And then it has already done that in a fraction of a second. Then it came back to the present working directory and it copied the file. So we should have a file name file 3 over here. You see that? File 3. And then we asked the system to see if it has the software called Firefox. So it went out and then looked for all the software which is available on the yum repository to download. So this is called Firefox. So it searched for Firefox software, and it went through all the, and it found so many there, and it's giving you this option here. So this is a Firefox package is available. Then we told the system to do who. So it did who. Okay, what does who does for us? What does who do?
like it will show you the admin.
User. Yeah.
Yeah, the admin user.
So it did who, and then it did uptime. This is uptime, and then this is the host name. Host name is Red Hat. So let's remove all this here. if I do ls -l, it's nothing in here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and save this. So it should have commands in here. Oh, it doesn't. Man, I have to go back in there now. It's all gone. Shoot. So this is what happens when you type -rf. Everything will be gone. So let's do it here again. vi.
Hey guys, please, I asked in the chat, can you guys please mute yourself when you're not talking or asking a question or answering a question, please?
Okay, let's do echo, and then this command copies or makes files. Okay, what is the command to make files? Touch, right? Touch file 1, file 2, file 3. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and run it. So what should happen? It should run this command. So we're going to change the permission. Okay, the permission is there. And then I'm going to type commands and hit enter. Okay, this is very important. This command makes file, and then it says touch file 1, file 2, file 3. But it didn't make the files here, right? Even though we ran the command. So what I want to show you here is when you're running a built-in command here, in here, if you are running within something else, if you don't have this command at the very beginning, or you have the command somewhere in the middle, you have to use a backtick. Okay? You know what a backtick is, right? Let me show you what a backtick is. Backtick. Backtick is this sign here. You have to hold the shift key. No, you don't have to hold the shift key. It's right next to Q. It's right next to 1. Okay? So you do that. It's a backtick. It's totally different than this tick here. That's a single quote. It kind of look like a single quote, but it is not. It's a backtick. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so let's do ls. See, it ran that command. When you didn't have the backtick, it ran it as if it's just a text. But when you have a backtick and when you have some other text before and after it, then it will run the command and actually it will create the file. Now, you think when you put the backtick, you could literally run any other commands like that? Yeah, you could literally run any other commands now. Now that you learned. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and go in here and put a command uptime. Okay, so we'll see this is uptime. Okay, and then just created 3 files. Okay, then what else you could do is then you could delete this, and then you go here. I'm looking for easy command. Copy file 1 to dir 2. Okay. cp file 1 dir 2. Before that, we'll say echo so what is the command to make a directory? mkdir dir 2. Does it make sense? Anybody have any questions so far?
Just go down, Zafar, and put 2 after dir. When you mention file 1, then down.
Okay, what about here?
Yeah, here you have to add 2. Add the directory 2.
Oh, very good, very good. You're getting it, Bashar. Okay. All right, let's see if he's going to do it. Let me open another section here and you can take a look. Duplicate. Okay. So once I run this command, hopefully it will. Let's see here if it has anything in here. Let me remove all these files here. So the command is there. So what it should do is it will create 3 files again, and it will tell us what is the uptime of the system, and then it's going to make a directory 2, and then it's going to copy file 1 into directory 2. Okay, see how fast it already did it. Just created 3 files. It did this. Okay, and then it went up and then brought the uptime. This is the uptime. How long the system is been up? It's been up for 51 minutes. Okay, and then it says making directory 2. So it ran this command. It did make a directory 2. Okay, let's see if the directory 2 is there. sure directory 2 is there. And we ran a copy command. We copied this file into this directory. So let's see if it did that. And it indeed has done that. So are you getting the idea that how you could automate things here instead of sitting there and typing one word and other word, this and that, it will just go ahead and copy it for you. Okay? Is it making sense?
Yeah. The backtick actually, it's really make things easy.
Of course, definitely. So let's see here what else I could do. What you could do is all these commands here, you could like make like a script, 100-line script. Within all these commands, you go make a script as I'm changing directory, I'm checking the present working directory, and then I'm checking the tree of the directory. And then you could put in like yum install tree. You could put in like 10 applications. If you were like in Windows, like you want to sit there and then install 10 applications, right? Chris, when you are imaging, this is what it does here. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and install yum.
Either go in your room or go
Yum install Firefox.
go in the kitchen.
Yum install.
Sorry, I thought I was on mute.
Okay, and then it will prompt you. Usually it will prompt you if you want to install or not. So if you do -y, you're already putting in yes for it, okay? Then, all right, I'm running out of the ideas. So let's see here. Okay, installing yum command. Page not found. Don't worry about this now, but so there are yum install stpdd, and then let's do update yum -y. So this will run the system update. So if you have like you want to install like 10 applications, what you do is you come here and then commands. Okay. So it already installing. What is it installing right now? It's installing Firefox. The moment this is done, it will go to the next one. So what you can do is
Zafar Firefox. This is for security, like.
No, it's a browser like Internet Explorer.
Okay.
Yeah, you could install it. You could install on Windows too. So you see, the Firefox has like nine packages to download within that. So it's doing that now. So give me one moment and I'll come back in 1 minute. So you could see it's like chugging along. It's kind of taking longer than expected here. It is 116 megabytes, so I think it downloaded it and now it's gonna execute it. Oh, it says downloading, so it's still downloading it. So you get the idea, right? How this is gonna help you automate stuff. So what we did so far is we learned only few basic commands so far. We didn't learn a lot, but with combining more than one command, you could do a lot of things done. You could write a script that will make all these things run on like thousands of computers simultaneously. Are you guys still there? Hello? Anybody?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Is this time working out for everybody, right?
Yeah, it's okay for me.
Okay. All right. So today I'm gonna end within 15 minutes here because the next topic I want to cover might take 2 hours straight. So let's see here. Uh, testing file, comparing strings. Okay, so far you guys are comfortable. Are you getting the idea what's happening? Are you practicing it?
Yes.
Because what I really want is if you get stuck, take a picture and put it in the chat. That way everybody could see it, then I could reply to it. Okay, while that is going on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add extra drives. Okay, so I have this. Give me 1 second. Okay, so what you should do is simply select one of your running machines and then click settings, and then you go into storage, and then in here what you could do is you could do add. Okay, I'm going to show it on the one which is off. Right now it's running, So do it when the machine is off, like this one here, like this one is powered off, right? You go here and go into settings, and then you go into storage, and then you select this one here, SATA controller, and then you you push the plus sign over here. It even tells you add a extra hard drive. Okay, and then you select the option create new, and then we're going to create a new disk. Keep everything by default. Next, next, and then give it a name, disk 2, disk 2, and leave it default 8 GB, and then just click create. Okay, now go back up here again, create new disk, next, next, and give it a name, disk 3, create. Okay, we have one which is the operating system, the original one, 2 and 3. Then go back up here again, create a disk, next, next, and then give it a name disk 4, and then create. Again, go back up here. How many disks we have? I want total of 6. Create new disk, next, next, disk 5, right? Disk, yeah, disk 5.
Zafar, I have a question here. Yes, you are creating disk in the iCloud, or you are creating all hardware as well?
You creating on this as a virtual machine, we're not going to feel and touch it, but in reality, you would be adding the physical hard drive into the system.
You have to add it physically.
Yeah, in reality, you would have like a server, right? Let me bring that up here.
Yeah, I know what you are saying, but I mean, in reality, you have to add this when you mentioned, like, as well, you have to add hardware in the server.
Yeah. So these are like hard drives, and you will have like hundreds, not hundreds, but you will have like rows and rows of hard drives here. You see? It has like rows and rows of hard drives. But this you don't have to do it. The job we are targeting for is much higher paid, so you don't have to like physically run around and change the hard drives. You just tell a break fix person to go ahead and the following hard drive failed, and you just tell them to go ahead and change it. They will change it for you. Okay, this is where like if something is on cloud, this is where all the data is going in there. And they have like a multiple replications, they have multiple backups. Once this drive is done for a big company, what they do is they take it out and then they crush it. They don't want any data to be compromised.
Each drive contains thousands of folder, maybe. Yes, it depends about the size of the folder. Yeah.
Yeah. The content of that is you are not worried about it. When you are doing a Linux administration, you will find out if the hard drive failed or not. That way you're gonna do the troubleshoot and determine if the hard drive failed, then that's it. You replace it. You're not gonna try to fix the hard drive. A little problem in the hard drive, most big companies, they're gonna replace it. They're not gonna take any chances.
So what would be the practical application for this? For example, we're adding these 6 hard drives in here. So if this is something that you would be like a Linux admin, so somebody would come to you and say that we're adding a new server, and we need you to add these 6 drives to this particular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normally, the job we are targeting for, you'll be sitting around and they just, okay, you tell the break fix guy to add the disk. Then when you do like a command and you will see all the disk in here,
Mm-hmm.
then you will run other commands and then start working on it. So more than likely, all you guys inshallah will be. You don't have to go into a data center and do any manual work.
Right.
You'll be doing a high level work.
So then you would get a rec or like a request to add these hard drives, and then you would wait for somebody to physically go and do that. Add the drives, and then you can start initializing the drives or
different, yeah.
transferring
Those
data.
are all so many different jobs. I mean, like purchasing and all that. It would be somebody different who will be like worried about the cost and everything. They will determine what to purchase, what not to purchase.
Right.
It has all the budgeting. You don't have to worry about it. Your job
Yeah.
is like whose job. If they need hard drive, you're not worried about buying it, this and that. Most of the big corporations,
Yeah.
they just don't care because they have like a big contracts with all these big companies, and things will just happen here. Replacing a hard drive is like as easy command as just running a single command.
Right.
You delete a single file, you just don't care about it, right?
Right.
Same thing as a hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already assuming that in this scenario, if you had to add all these hard drives, then that would be something that was already the purchase order was done, and they already acquired the hardware, and now they're just waiting for the Linux admin to prep everything so that they can add the physical hardware. Or is it the physical hardware is added first, and then the last thing is now you have to create the virtual disks to link up to the physical hardware?
Exactly. In my work, I never did that. Most of the time, it's done by like break fix people, facilities people, because you have to worry about how much power a server needs and all this. Those comes into like electrical engineering stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about adding it physically. I'm saying virtually, just like what we did. We created the disk.
You're gonna be doing a virtual disk.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna be creating tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna have to drop off now. I know 1.5 hour short, but I'm gonna pick it up next time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You see this, it has like 337 packages, so it's doing on its own. You don't have to sit there and install it for you. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10 Central.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Love.
Alaikum.
Thanks. مشكور. شكرا.